I want to tell you a story. I get asked from time to time whether Reiki is compatible with Christianity. Well, I'm not somebody who knows enough about Christianity to be able to say from the Christian side of things whether Reiki is compatible or not. But what I can tell you from a Reiki perspective is that Reiki is the pure essence at the heart of all religions. My Reiki teacher, when I was doing my own Reiki master's training, said to me, when you're teaching Reiki, you hand to each of your own students this pure essence of the system, completely uncorrupted, unpolluted by your own personal beliefs, so that when you give them this pure essence, they can add their own stuff to it. A Christian can add Christianity to it. A Muslim can add Islam to it. A Buddhist can add Buddhism to it. So you give everybody the same pure essence. Most teachers don't do that these days. There's an awful lot of people teaching Reiki with their own added spiritual concepts, polluting that pure essence. But I want to give you an example of where I've done this. Okay. I remember teaching a German Catholic priest several years ago the system of Reiki. He did Reiki level 1, Reiki level 2, and Reiki level 3 with me. And I remember at the end of that first degree class, this Reiki level 1, he came up to me and he said, "You've just taught me exactly the same thing the priests taught me when I was doing my own training to be a priest." And that just blew me away, that what I'd been teaching in terms of this pure essence of Reiki was identical to what he'd learned from his own priests when he was doing his training to be a Catholic priest himself. Yeah. I had another student. This was in Egypt, very devout, conservative follower of Islam. Did her prayers every day and was very dedicated to following her religion. She came to learn Reiki from me, and she did all 3 levels of Reiki training with me as well. And at some point in that process, I think it was after her Reiki level 2, I remember her saying to me that she integrates Islam and Reiki fully. Whenever she's doing her Reiki practice, she brings Islam straight into that practice. And I said, that's perfectly fine. If that works for you and that makes you comfortable, absolutely you should do this. Carry on doing exactly what you're doing. She then did her Reiki master's training. So she's now going to teach other students. And I said to her, I said, look, when you're doing your own practice, it is absolutely perfectly fine. And I'd encourage you to bring your religion, Islam, fully into your Reiki practice. That's perfectly okay. But when you're teaching another student Reiki, when you've got a class of your own students, you must leave Islam at the door. You cannot bring that into the class. You must give your own students the same pure essence that I gave to you. Because if I'd have polluted that with my beliefs, you'd have never had room for Islam in the first place. Likewise, when you give your students that pure essence, whether they're Christians or Muslims or whatever their religious background, you will give them the opportunity to add their stuff as well. Yeah, so I don't see personally how Reiki contradicts anybody's religious beliefs whatsoever. Not if it is taught in its pure form. Give students that pure essence. So many teachers do not do that these days. People bring in spirit guides, nothing to do with Reiki. Ascended masters, nothing to do with Reiki. Protection methods, nothing to do with Reiki. So many teachers are not teaching that pure essence anymore. And as a consequence, they are disenfranchising so many people who could potentially benefit from this system. They are absolutely closing the door on those people by polluting that pure essence with all of these other concepts that have no relationship to the practice of Reiki at all. And I think that's a real shame, because Reiki can be benefiting so many more people than it currently is. And it's the Reiki teachers who are to blame, because they're polluting it with their own belief systems. So that's all I've got to say on that subject. Whatever your religious background, do look into Reiki. It is an extremely powerful and valid method. And so many people, I'll give you one more story before I finish. So many students of mine, Muslims and Christians, I've taught a lot of Muslims because I used to live in Egypt, Muslims and Christians have come to me after their Reiki training and have said to me that following their Reiki training, and they went back to their prayers, Christians or Muslims have said this, when they went back to their prayers, it was the first time in their lives that they felt a genuine and deep connection to God. That tells you everything you need to know about the system of Reiki. Multiple people have said that. So I'll leave it there. I'll leave you with that to think about. Thanks for watching.